Mr. James Red Harris, a.k.a. Old Man River. Paul Roberson, that Old Man River. He mustn't know something, but he don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling along. He just keeps rolling along. Except early this September or October when I got that phone call at 5:30 in the morning letting me know that you were lifting weights at Whitehall School at 3:30 a.m. prior to when you were going to teach, and you tripped over a bar and broke your hip. Now, not many at 75 are lifting weights in a high school at 3:30 a.m. before they're teaching. The Distinguished Service Award. Being in education, I wanted to look up and get some qualifiers read for distinguished. The ones that I thought really describe you: acclaimed, dignified, esteemed, extraordinary, highly regarded, honored, remarkable, renowned, reputable, well-known, and unforgettable. Service is something to be said when you have a 30-year career in a school system. It's a whole nother story when it's 48 years in a high school career. At that point, you become an institution within the institution. You know, in your program, which is really well done, and thanks to Tom Kendall, there's a nice story on read in there. Please make sure you see that, because there's numbers in there that talk about the years that he coached, the sports that he coached, the programs that he started. But what I would want you to know is I would want to capture the essence of this man who was my mentor growing up. When you spend 48 years in the school system, you're really woven into the fabric of that organization. All those years of coaching and announcing, leading fellowship of Christian athletes groups, delivering Thanksgiving baskets. Those were all very meaningful things to many, many people. You were also the voice of reason and a trusted presence in the turbulent 60s when there was trouble between blacks and whites. You were the trusted soul that many counted. You were the bridge that brought them together. For the record, Red taught American history and self-discovery. But what he really did is he taught kids. The subject matter just happened to be history and self-discovery. It was self-discovery that really changed many, many lives. And that came from years of experience, not a textbook. This is where the true impact on what he left as a legacy in the Whitehall community really came. Now this is where the audience gets to participate. In looking out, I'm going to guess it'll probably be a little different than my high school students. Raise your hand if you have a Facebook account. Not bad, about 40%. Well, Red now has one, because what he found out this year was there was a fan club on Facebook. See, fan clubs on Facebook are made for sports stars, rock stars, and movie stars. The old man didn't know that he had 1,252 fans in his fan club. And so we said, we got to get you an account so you can read what people say about you. And that's where the essence of who this man is in the lives of Whitehall people really came out. Red, I'm going to share a couple with you, because I don't know if you were able to read all 1,252 entries. You couldn't walk into his room and not be inspired. Thank you for helping me grow as a person and becoming not only who I am, but who I am going to be. He was intense. On more than one occasion, I got the two-fingered thump on my chest, and I cost my teammates a few extra sprints. Yes, Red, from you, I learned to do things right. Mr. Harris gave me a bike so I could ride to football practice. I still have the bike. He coached me in basketball. Best advice I got is playing guard for him. The floor is flat, the ball is round, dribble with your head up. There's somebody in this room that really believes that he burned your engine up from all the hours that you allowed him to ski and teach him how to ski. Thanks, Johnny Lindell, for letting us know that you're the one that burned up that engine. I'm sure he's going to talk to you a little bit later. I had Mr. Harris as a teacher during one of the most difficult times in my life. He helped me struggle through it, and I survived largely due to the many things he taught me, both inside his classroom and out. He is truly an angel put on the earth to guide and inspire me. He was my first experience with critical thinking. I remember him telling me that every person needed 8 to 10 hugs per day. Wouldn't that make this world a better place? I still have my notebook from 15 years ago. Pages are yellowed, but the information is still priceless. Red was my shoulder to lean on through some incredibly tough times. He taught me more than anyone ever could. One day, he gave me a note that said, "Janet, I think you are special." I carried that note around with me for 10 years before it finally fell apart from folding and unfolding. I never told anybody until now, and that was 25 years ago. When I think about the impact this man had on my life, I'm very proud to have my mother here tonight, and she has had a very profound impact on my life and who I am today. Educationally, there's no question that Jim Harris is who I wanted to be like because of what he stood for. You've heard a lot of different stories, but sometimes the things that you want to leave with people last are the ones that you want them to remember. And I would say this, first and foremost, Jim Harris is a man who loves and lives his life for Jesus Christ. That's something that I see heads nod that know Jim Harris. The last one I would leave before bringing him up, and I would concur with this statement given by someone in your fan club. It says, "Thank you, Red, for dedicating your life to walking the walk and showing us how to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and others as yourself." It is my distinct honor to bring Mr. Jim Red Harris to the podium to be inducted into the Muskegon Area Sports Hall of Fame as our Distinguished Service Award recipient. Red, come on.
She was about that tall, and she had beautiful eyes. You know, the kind of little girl like Riley. You can't keep her eyes. And she's standing on the front porch of the house. And she's really and Halloween, they took out hot nose and whiskers and keep the energy down. She's Karen. I was telling her how beautiful she is and how beautiful she is. So finally I took candy in the bag, and she said,